Hello friends, welcome to Crackgate CSE, and in this video we will be starting the decomposition of relations. So in this series of database, so far we have completed the normal form and the important questions that can come from those normal form. So this is one of extension of the normal form in which we will be understanding how to decompose our relation into the higher normal form. So without wasting time, let's start this. So a relation can be decomposed into higher normal form. So what are the higher normal form? 2NF, 3NF, BCNF or 4NF. So we know that if a particular relation belongs to a relational database schema or RDBMS, then it is by default in 1NF. So we can decompose it further into 2NF, 3NF, BCNF or 4NF. And one important thing that while decomposing a relation, we have to ensure two things. In fact, we have to ensure three things, but I am giving you a complete idea. So whenever we are decomposing a relation, we have to ensure that the decomposition is lossless joint decomposition. That means no information should be lost while decomposing that particular relation. So we have already discussed lossless joint decomposition in previous video. So if you have not idea about the lossless joint decomposition and dependency preserving decomposition, I will give you the links in the description so that you can check out those videos. I will also give you the link of my social accounts like Facebook group, Facebook page and my personal profile, so that you can follow me over there and discuss the queries on the Facebook group. So we have to ensure lossless join and dependency preserving. So what is the design goal of a decomposition? So the design goal of a decomposition is that it has to be lossless join, it has to be dependency preserving decomposition, and we try to achieve the 0% redundancy. That means there should be no redundancy while decomposing a relation. So from this particular table there can be so many problems that can come, like true false statements and give me a reason type. So this kind of questions can come in GATE. So in 1NF you can see that 1NF is possible to decompose in lossless join and dependency preserving because it is by default, but we know that in 1NF redundancy is possible, so 0% redundancy cannot be there. In 2NF also, if you are further decomposing this 1NF into 2NF, we can achieve the lossless joint decomposition and dependency preserving decomposition, but the 0% redundancy cannot be guaranteed in 2NF. The redundancy will be lesser than the 1NF, but 0% is not possible over here. In 3NF, we can decompose it in 3NF with the lossless join and decompose dependency preserving. So every relation is possible to decompose into 3NF with the dependency preserving and lossless join. Here redundancy is comparatively low. Comparatively 2NF, in 3NF the redundancy is low, but 0% redundancy cannot be guaranteed. It may be or it may not be. Similarly in BCNF, you can decompose a relation into BCNF with lossless joint decomposition, but it is not possible to decompose a relation into BCNF with dependency preserving decomposition. That means it may or may not be satisfied. So while you are decomposing a relation into BCNF, dependency preserving decomposition may or may not be satisfied. 0% redundancy, yes, here the 0% redundancy is possible if you are dealing with the single valued attributes or single valued functional dependency. But if you talk about the multi-valued functional dependency, then it is not possible to decompose here, right? So for multi-valued, no over if you talk about the multi-valued dependency. In 4NF, it is not possible to decompose into lossless join dependency preserving. You can decompose into 4NF, but it will not guarantee the lossless join decomposition and dependency preserving decomposition. But yes, it guarantees the 0% redundancy. That means whether the relation is in single valued attribute or multi-valued attribute, the 0% redundancy can be achieved. So there are three important points based on this particular table which can be asked as a true or false statement. So one important point is that every relation is possible to decompose into 1NF, 2NF, 3NF and BCNF with a lossless joint decomposition. So here you can see that we are able to decompose a relation into 1NF, 2NF, 3NF and BCNF with the lossless joint decomposition because they all are yes. Similarly, every relation is possible to decompose into 1NF, 2NF and 3NF with dependency preserving decomposition, because dependency preserving decomposition is possible up to 3NF, right? So these kind of true or false statement can come in your exam. So one more thing is, you cannot decompose every relation into BCNF and 4NF with the dependency preserving decomposition. That means if you are decomposing in BCNF and 4NF, you cannot guarantee the dependency preserving decomposition. It may be there, it may not be there. So these are kind of questions can come from this particular design goal table. So you have to be clear about this particular table. Now let's go with the example and let's see how we can actually decompose a relation into higher normal form. So this is an example I took over here. So we are having R with 5 attributes like A, B, C, D, E, and these are the functional dependencies which are given, like AB is deriving C, B is deriving D, D is deriving A. So what is the first task that we need to do? First of all, we need to find out the candidate key. So first of all, we need to find out the candidate key. So how we can find out the candidate key? Go with the right hand side, C, D, E. So C, D, E can be derived, AB cannot be derived. So first check for the AB closure. So you can see that AB closure is giving AB, which is trivial. It is giving C, and using B we can go with D, and using D we can go with E. That means AB closure is the candidate key, and you can see that you cannot derive A or B. A or B is not in the right hand side, it cannot be derived from any of the attributes. So this is the only candidate key possible in this particular question. Now what we have to do, we have to find out the highest normal form for this particular functional dependency set. So here you can see that AB to C, I am first of all checking for BCNF. So AB to C, in BCNF the right hand side, left hand side should be a key. So this is a key. So first functional dependency satisfies. Second does not satisfy because B is not a key. Third also does not satisfy because D is also not a key. So it is not in BCNF, right? Let's check for the 3NF. For 3NF, either the left hand side should be a key or the left hand side should be a prime attribute. So this one is a key, so this satisfied. Here this is not key. Now we have to check the right hand side, but right hand side is a non-prime attribute. That means it is not 3NF also. And D to E, it is also not 3NF because this is the non-prime attributes. This is not 3NF. Now check for 2NF. So this is 2NF because this is the key. So it satisfies the equation. But here you can see that the partial dependency exists. What is the meaning of partial dependency? I already told you that if a subset is deriving any non-prime attribute, then it is considered to be a partial dependency, and if this case occurs, the relation is not in a 2NF. So B is a subset of this AB and it is deriving a non-prime attribute. So a partial dependency exists, that means it is not in 2NF. Here D is not a subset, so that means there is no issue, it can be in 2NF. So we found out that the relation is in 1NF. It is not in 2NF, not in 3NF, not in BCNF. Now we have to decompose it into higher normal form. So I am going to decompose it into firstly 2NF. So we are decomposing it into 2NF. So how we can decompose it? Check for that particular functional dependency which is violating the rule. So in 2NF you can see that this particular rule B to D is violating the case. So what you can do is take B in a separate relation, B and D in a separate relation, and B is a key in that particular relation because B is deriving D. So B is deriving D. Take B closure. So B is deriving D, B is also deriving D. See, if I found out B closure, it will be B, D, E. So I am taking B, D, E in a particular relation and A, B, C in a particular relation. Because this is not violating any case, so I am taking this as one relation, this as another relation. So what was the actual relation? Actual relation was A, B, C, D, E, right? So this was R, and I am decomposing it further into R1 and R2. Now we have to make sure that this particular decomposition is lossless join and dependency preserving. So I think that you got an idea how to decompose a relation further. So we are checking for the particular rule of functional dependency which is violating the case, and taking a closure and taking everything in it and rest in the other relation. Now you can see that the functional dependency which is AB to C can be covered in R1 relation, and the functional dependencies B to D and D to E can be covered in the R2 relation. That means all the dependencies has been covered. So we can say that this particular decomposition is dependency preserving decomposition, right? Now let's check for the lossless join decomposition. So we know that there is a rule for lossless join decomposition that R1 intersection R2 has to give either R1 or R2. So you can see that if you take the intersection of this, you will be getting B. So R1 intersection will be B. Now check whether the B closure is giving us any of these particular stuff. So if you find out B closure, it will be giving B, D, E, which is nothing but R2. It can be either R1 or R2. So by this we got to know that it is also satisfying the lossless join decomposition. Now check whether this particular relation is in 2NF or not. So see, this particular table or schema is in 2NF because this is a key, AB is a key for the particular R1 relation, and it is not violating any case. Now this is a separate relation now. So check for this particular relation. We don't have to check for this. So B is a key. So if I talk about this, so B is a key. B is a atomic key. It cannot be subdivided. It cannot be. We cannot have any proper subset of this B. That means it is satisfying the condition. So I told you if there is any atomic key, then the particular relation cannot violate the 2NF condition, because we cannot get a subset of that particular atomic key. So this way it satisfies the 2NF condition and there is no partial dependency. So this way we have find out how to decompose into 2NF decomposition. Now let's check whether this particular relation, whether this particular decomposition is satisfied in 3NF, because now we have to talk about the 3NF. We are done with the 2NF decomposition. Now let's check that AB to C is okay because this is a key. So 3NF is satisfied in this particular functional dependency. But check here, B to D is a key. So B is a key. Either left has to be a key in 3NF or right has to be a prime attribute, right? So B defined D is okay. But check this particular relation. In this relation, D, that means left hand side is not a key, but right hand side is a non-prime attribute. So if right hand side is having a non-prime attribute, that means it is violating the 3NF case. So we can say that this particular dependency is not in 3NF, that means it is not in 3NF. Now we have to decompose it into 3NF. So what we have to do, again we have to divide that particular dependency or separate that particular functional dependency which is violating the case. So ABC will be same. So this is a R1 relation. In R2 relation we are having B, D, E, right? So from this relation I am taking DE as a separate relation. So I am taking DE as a separate relation. What is remaining? B is remaining. But we have to take, if I take B and we know that B derives D, that means we need to take B, D together. So this is R2, this is R2. I am just renaming it for the easy understanding. So you can see that now B to D can come under this D to E can come under this, and AB to C can come under this. Also one thing, there has to be a foreign key which is referring to a other relation. Here you can see that this B is behaving as a foreign key. In this relation also you can see that this B is behaving as a key in this particular relation. Sorry, not in this relation, in this relation. So this B is referring this relation and this D is a foreign key to this. So this is a foreign key and this is also a foreign key. And now if you check that there are three different sub relation, and if you check for each sub relation, they all will be satisfying the 3NF as well as BCNF, because this is a key for this particular relation, B is a key for BD relation, and D is a key for DE relation. So this is a key, this is a key, and this is a key. So that's how it satisfies the condition of BCNF, 3NF also. So this is how you can actually decompose a relation into higher normal form, and what kind of questions can come from this particular question. So in GATE, what they will give is, they will give you this particular idea. They will ask how many sub-relation, how many sub-relation can be formed by decomposing the relation in 3NF or BCNF. So what will be the answer of this particular question? See, there are three different, like 1, 2, 3. So you can answer that 3 is the right answer for such question. So this kind of question can come in your exam. So if you found this video useful, so you can like this particular video, you can subscribe to my channel if you're new, you can comment, you can appreciate my efforts, and if you found it useful, you can also share it with your friends in your WhatsApp group, in your coaching group, or everywhere. And thanks for supporting, keep learning, and don't forget to follow my Facebook handles, Facebook page and group. Thank you very much. Keep supporting, keep learning. Have a great day ahead.